don't want to do, you don't need to say you will do it. So you're a man of integrity. It's unfortunate we're not in the same party. People like this are people that you talk about leadership of the country. Yes, I have no apologies to make to anybody. I said it to Peter when he came. And I want to also tell you that if you are coming for campaign here, I will give you the logistic support for you to campaign. I'm not afraid to say I'll give you logistic support. I will do it. Protocol demands that I should do that.
Governor Wike said the 5 aggrieved PDP governors known as the Integrity Group will continue to support whatever is right and help the country.
It's not to say don't vote for Yoruba man, don't vote for Igbo man. That is not what we require in this country now. We of the Integrity Group will continue to support whatever that is right, whatever that will help this country. And so see River State as your own. When you win too, remember us. When you win, remember us.
On his part, the presidential candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, Rabiu Kwankwaso, took a swipe at his PDP counterpart, Atiku Abubakar, saying any party that cannot control Lagos, Kano and Rivers states should forget about the 2023 presidential election. The Accord governorship candidate in Rivers State, Chief Dumo Lulu Briggs, has called on those aspiring for political office to brace up for the challenges ahead of them. He said this while interacting with newsmen in Port Harcourt. He said those aspiring for political office must face challenges as nothing good comes easy. He also spoke of the political challenges faced by David despite being a man after God's heart. The Court of Appeal in Port Harcourt has dismissed 2 appeals filed by Accord in Rivers State challenging rulings of a federal high court against it. Recall that the lower court had agreed with the arguments of the PDP on joinder and the name of the party in the substantive suit. Today, the lead judge, Justice Gabriel Kolawole, dismissed the appeals on the grounds that it lacked merit, but he agreed on some of the grounds the Accord approached the court for. Lawyer to the PDP, Dike Udena, spoke to correspondent Soibi Oruwari.
Today, the Court of Appeal Port Harcourt dismissing the appeal of the Accord political party and affirming the decision of Honorable Justice Pam, saying that the joinder was proper and correct. They were sued as Accord party. In any case, if the name is not Accord A, then leave is hereby granted to the PDP to amend that name from Accord Party to Accord A. The decisions taken at the lower court were proper and that the matter should continue.
Also, one of the Accord lawyers, Benjamin Chukwuma, said they will study the judgment and advise their client on the next line of action.
The court allowed that the party, as it were, on the matter before the Federal High Court, is not the correct name of the party. However, the court now stated that it's a misnomer that should be corrected. So the Accord party will study the judgment. The court have given go ahead that the name should be corrected. While it was on the issue of joinder of parties. However, here, court allowed the party to be joined. So we have seen the judgment of the court. We'll study it.
The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has again assured that no underage person will be allowed to vote. The Director of Voter Education and Publicity, INEC, Victor Aluko, said this on Channels Television amid allegations of underage voter registrations ahead of 2023 elections. He said after collating...
Are you running late and can't make it down to our Room OC office to book your commercial?
Back now to the rest of the news. A magistrate court in Port Harcourt will hear the case between the female student of River State University and a professor, David Ogbonna, who she accused of raping her on November 28 and on 2 different dates in December. Our correspondent reports that Chief Magistrate Poromo Menene adjourned the case after the matter was heard in a private chamber due to the sensitive nature of the case. Professor David Ogbonna has pleaded not guilty to the charge. Recall that the female student during the last hearing of the case narrated how the defendant, Professor David Ogbonna, locked his office door after she refused his offer of being his girlfriend. Academic activities at the University of Port Harcourt were paralyzed today following a protest by members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU against what they termed maltreatment of lecturers. The lecturers, led by the Uniport ASU chairman Darlington Uzoma, marched from the Union Secretariat in the Delta campus to the Senate building. Speaking at a media briefing today, Zonal Coordinator Stalo Ogun said it is in the best interest of students and parents for the federal government to heed to their demands.
Today it is happening in all the branches in Port Harcourt zone, and it will also continue in all the other branches of the 13 zones of ASU. And like I said earlier, it is a special congress and protest rally against the recent attempt by the ruling class to turn university lecturers to daily paid casual workers instead of monthly salary earners. Comrades, before we go into the details.
The lecturers are protesting the no work, no pay policy of the federal government following payment of half salaries in October. A security expert, Efe Wanogo, has urged landlords to adopt international best practice before giving out residence to prospective tenants. He was reacting to the recent arrest of 5 suspected kidnappers in their 1-bedroom apartment by some security operatives at an estate in Rumekini community, River State. Mr. Wanogo advised landlords to ensure that prospective tenants are profiled to avoid the risk of renting residence to a person with a questionable character.
A landlord and you have a residence you want to give out on rent, the onus is upon you to ensure that you take appropriate steps that the identity of the person is confirmed. If he says he's Mr. XY who does XY in a particular location, you have to find a way to be sure that he is who he says he is. Otherwise, you stand the risk of renting out your accommodation to somebody who is a criminal, and then when the security forces come and the government brings its route on you, you stand the risk of losing your building. Not only that, you even stand the risk of being indicted on criminal complicity, as a crime of kidnapping and what have you.
Mr. Wanogo also advised tenants to learn to interact with their neighbors.
We have become more and more individualistic as a people. That communal nature must be there. The issue of people in the neighborhood having meetings, getting to know what they do as informally as is practicable is very important. They should not have this I don't care attitude, this individualistic nature that we now have. We no longer care about the communal nature. Provided you're living in a gated environment, in an estate, in the same compound, you have to find a way to know what goes in. Because if you do not, if things do go wrong, you would have to go and answer for it. And woe betide you, the person living with you, the criminal himself. You cannot now say that I did not know. It has been said that ignorance of the law is no excuse in a court of law.
The General Managing Director of Boeing Real Estate Company, Ori Martin, says the Boeing Mega City will be the largest housing project in the South, and Southeast region. Mr. Martin said this in his address during the pre-launch picnic ceremony held on Saturday in Igrutali community. Speaking to our correspondent, he commended the people of Igrutali for their cooperation. He also said, regardless of how the flooding situation turns out, the Boeing Mega City will not be affected by flood in the future. Mr. Martins also spoke on the reason the Mega City is to be sited in Igrutali.
We did our visibility studies, we did a topographical survey of the whole area, and we find this area to be dry land that no matter the rain situation, the flood situation, it cannot affect here. To build mega space, need a lot of property, large extent of land. Now one state with search all around River, this is the only place you can get a parcel land that can accommodate 10,000 units of housing. And we met a lot of stakeholders, community. The community here seems to be the most friendly, most accommodating community. So we are doing this in collaboration and in partnership with the community.
Mr. Martins also said the aim of the mega city is to provide affordable housing for all classes of people. He said Boeing plans to introduce a mortgage policy.
It's all-inclusive housing project. By saying all-inclusive, we want to accommodate all category of Nigerians. And as a developer, we are coming in to provide affordable housing for all the category of people. And that is why we call it all-inclusive housing project. Like what we are doing today now, we are expecting people that can pay just quarter of what we are doing. 25% the actual price. When you pay here, you have a plot of land to yourself.
One of the landowners with Boeing Real Estate, Michael Mojieke, also spoke with our correspondent.
And bought one of their property at Boeing Law Estate, the one behind the port. So far so good. When we bought the land, it was nothing. But today, the price have appreciated. That time, they've not done the fencing of the property and have completed the fencing. The road to enter the property, the estate, initially was from the back. But now they have brought the road from the front and they have finished the road. What I know them is that whatever they say, they keep to it.
The Boeing mega city is said to be able to accommodate 10,000 units of housing.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
On the foreign scene, South Africa's Constitutional Court has ordered that a convicted murderer serving a life sentence for killing anti-apartheid activist Chris Hani in 1993 should be released on parole in 10 days. Janus Wallows, an immigrant from... On the news this evening, you heard the party candidate in River State says no party candidate will trade their position in the party. Governor Wike pledges logistic support for Kwankwaso. Court of Appeal has dismissed 2 appeals filed by Accord in River State. Protesting Uniport ASU members grind lecture activities. On the foreign scene, South Africa to release man who wanted to spark racial war. The news was edited by Martha Okere. Cloudy weather in Port Harcourt this evening. Collect your PVC and vote. Your vote is your voice. I am Kala Dakoru Batabo. Good evening.